All right, everybody. I had to do an update on living with an emu because an emu is a very unusual animal, and people have so many questions about what it's like to be around one. The biggest question is that are they bitey? Well, they're not bitey. As you can see, she's not going to bite me. What she's going to do is she's going to continue to look at my hand until she finds a flake. So what she'll do, she'll probably find a dot or find some dust, and she will peck it because she thinks it's food. And that's not a bite. They don't, see there. She thought there was food on my hand. It was perfect. Did that hurt? Not even slightly. Her beak's not sharp. I don't know if you can see. The beak isn't sharp, it's rounded. So yeah, she can bite, but she doesn't do that with the intention of hurting. She has nipped ears, of course. She hasn't really went after eyelashes, which I think she would. But anyway, there has been the occasional nip that has definitely been felt. But no, I wouldn't say they bite. Of course, our emu has been raised since a baby, and I have to specify that that makes a huge difference. So if you get an adult emu that doesn't know you, it could be a very different game. But I always recommend with larger animals like horses, your cows, emu, of course, that you really should get it as a chick because it's the only way it's going to bond with you. We've bonded with a number of emu. They're wonderful. Another question is, are they hard to contain? They're not at all. Cujo, what are you doing? Stop licking. Cujo, come on. Are they hard to contain? No. Once again, though, that is a question that changes depending on how much they like you. So our emu doesn't have a desire to go anywhere, so it doesn't jump fences. But emus are capable, apparently, from what I hear, of jumping 6-7 feet. So if they get a running start at a fence, there's almost no fence you're going to be able to put down that's going to contain them. So my suggestion, if you're going to get an emu, is to get a chick and to put down a standard, a high fence, a high 5-foot fence. I wouldn't put down hot wire when it comes to emu. It's not going to work. Apparently, their feathers insulate them from the shock. Also, they're going to stomp it. They're not agile. They are incredibly, I wouldn't say clumsy, but they aren't paying a huge attention to what they're walking on. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend hot wire. A physical barrier is all they need, and in all honesty, that's more to keep some animals out than them in. They are absolutely wonderful. They have beautiful feathers. They make really interesting noises. They make a drumming sound that I guess the best thing to compare it to would be an incredibly deep roar, which is really cool. You'll have to listen to the video that I'll put down in the description because it is a sound that they only make when they want to, and she doesn't currently want to. Are there any other aspects of the emu that I would talk about? I'm going to have to talk about the one that I'm seeing right now. So are emus dumb birds? See, I don't want to make anybody mad by calling an animal not intelligent, all right? But there are a lot of birds out there, your ravens, your crows, that are incredibly intelligent. Now, to choose my words carefully. This animal is not going to win intelligence awards. Currently pecking at things that are invisible, they are really go with the flow, react to life in the minute. And there was a really interesting study just done about the intelligence of emus because emus and ostriches were called really large, stupid birds. But apparently, they have a different type of intelligence. So your crows and your ravens can become self-aware, which means they are able to recognize themselves in a mirror, which the emu cannot do. But what the emu apparently is really good at is reacting in the moment. There's a lot more science to it. It is way more complicated than that. But basically, the emus are the survivors. They are able to make good decisions in the moment that'll keep them alive. And with an animal with a lifespan of 20 to 30 years, you have to believe that's true. It's not this, just their giant size and incredible T-Rex talons. Gotta get a look at those talons there, baby. And you just pecked me. So, yeah. But what they are in terms of a pet is an animal that will come when called, will follow you, is incredibly curious. What's it like to live with an emu? It's wonderful. If you don't pay any attention to the emu, you're probably going to forget that it exists. They're beyond quiet. They don't really run around a lot. They just fade into the background. It depends on what you're looking for in an animal. It is incredibly fun to watch them do the crazy things they do sometimes, but they're probably not going to cause you any heartache. The thing about emus are getting them from birth is a hard process. The chicks are fragile, their legs, getting an emu to get to adult healthy legs is a whole other game. Getting them to hatch is hard. Their hatch rate is incredibly low. So yeah, there are a lot of hard parts of the emu, but it's certainly not living with them in adulthood. Wonderful creature. Do I feel safe? Yes. Would this thing ever claw me? Not in a million years. Have I ever even seen his foot raise off the ground other than to step? So no, they're actually wonderful creatures. And they do cuddle. They don't cuddle with us, but they cuddle with other farm animals. So they're just wonderful little creatures. The only thing I don't like about them is I feel that they're too fragile. And for a giant bird, you might think that's a little bizarre, but we've raised a lot of emu from chicks, and we've had a lot of failure with the health of them, with their legs. And I feel like I just can't trust this poor thing to stay alive. I'm always worried his leg's going to get hurt. Emus are a tiny bit like horses. If they break their leg or something happens to it, they're pretty much gone for. There's nothing you can do to fix it. But worse than a horse is an emu's leg can just twist itself and without any intervention from something else. So unlike a horse, horses don't wake up with their leg twisted sideways and then that be a death sentence for them. Emus do absolutely have that. It's a constant worry. They are, and I can honestly say it's the only bird we've had that's just broken my heart, not this particular one, but we've had one that didn't make it, and it was really hard, and that is really funny for a bird. Some people absolutely love chickens and really get attached, and I get that to some degree. It's not me with chickens, but with the emu, there is a bond there. They bond with you hard. They imprint on you as a chick. They love you. They follow you. They will chase you around the yard. They are wonderful. Guys, the emu is a wonderful, wonderful animal. I'm surprised they're not more common. They probably scare people. I honestly think they're beautiful. I think ostriches are a little funky looking, but I think the emu is just absolutely beautiful. Maybe it's because they don't really provide anything. You're not eating their eggs like chickens. You could, but they won't produce enough. They don't. In Canada, you're not going to get chicks without intervention. You can't just rely on them to lay eggs and hatch them. Canadian winters will kill their chicks, so you have to intervene completely. They also tend to lay their eggs over winter, and that just makes everything challenging. Maybe if you're in Texas or something, this is a little easier. But anyway, long story short, emus, wonderful birds. Can't say enough good things about them. You're probably going to have your heart broken one of these days by having them, but I wouldn't change it for anything. Bye, guys.